Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a tour of my garden. I know it doesn't look like much, but I do have some stuff up front and over on the side here. But a few of you guys have contacted me because you've been watching the raised bed, how we made it. Jason went ahead and made a tiny one for Sophia. So I wanted to just give you an update and what's going on and how things are growing and what we're growing now because things have changed. I've changed things around a little bit. So I wanted to give you guys a little tour. So this is the big raised bed that we started out with. Jason made this on video. Over, I think 8,000 of you have watched it, so thank you guys so much. And then, like I said, he did a smaller one. I believe this is a 2x2. She just wanted something that she could grow by herself, and as you can see, she's doing a fantastic job. So let's get started. Over here are the green beans. I have a ton of green beans. We've already harvested a big bag full, and we're going to be harvesting even more because there's just so many in here. I mean, if you look up under here, look at all those flowers and look at all the green beans. So here's, you know, a green bean now that needs to be harvested probably in a couple of days. But if you look in here, hopefully there's no bugs. I mean, look at this. Is that not crazy? How awesome is that? So this is all of my green beans. I mean, it comes down around here and it spills over to here. I have a ton in here as well. Look at all those. Look at all of them. How crazy is that? But as you can see, they are doing fantastic. I couldn't ask for a better production of these. Are they overcrowded? Absolutely. Way overcrowded. We got a little too excited when we planted our plants. I've taken at least 8 plants, full-size plants that are this big out of here. And I believe we have probably 8 in here. 8 to 10. I mean, if you see this root system down here, not root system, but if you see this one plant right here, it's just massive. I think that's 2 actually, but it's really big. So if you're going to garden in a small bed like this, I would probably only plant 4, but I'm just going to keep harvesting until we can't harvest anymore. Once they die down, like these back here are starting to die, it looks like, or something's going on with them. I'm not sure what, but when the plant starts to die out, I'm going to leave some of these beans on here. Like say this one, I'm just going to let it keep growing and dry out. So that way next year I could harvest the beans, I should say, and grow them again. So pretty cool stuff, right? So anyways, there's my green beans. I also had some parsley right next to it, which this is my parsley tree. Look how huge it's gotten. I have gotten quite a bit off of here. I've come out here, I would say at least 4 or 5 times to pick from this, and I just take it in. I just cut it up and take it in, and it's growing great. I did have a tomato plant back here, but of course, look at that green bean. It's huge. It was not getting sunlight due to all of the green beans, so what I did was I took it out and put it over here, but as you can see, it's still very tiny. This one and this one were the same exact size. As you can see, this one's gotten huge. This one, however, has not. So I'm hoping with it being closer to the sun and closer to here, it will start producing and growing better. But you have a few little ones on here. The only other thing I have in my bed is some lettuce. This is all lettuce right here. This was basil when I first started, but it got a mildew. So I had to take all of it out. So I put lettuce here, and this has been growing fantastic. Usually this is a colder weather type plant, but it has been growing so good. I think it's because it gets shaded most of the day from this and then most of the day from the cucumbers. So it is growing great. I have had probably 4 or 5 salads so far, and I am just loving the taste of this lettuce. It is so delicious. We put it on our sandwiches today for lunch, and it's just been a great thing to have in our garden. Usually that in Florida, you have to start that in, I believe, September. So I will actually take all of this out and redo it again in September. Now, this is Sophia's. We had some strawberries down here. They did not seed. We had I believe, lettuce in here, but they did not seed because of this massive cucumber. We have, and yes, this is overcrowded once again. We had, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seeds in here, and they are just everywhere. I mean, there's so many flowers. Here's a little cucumber for you guys just to show you what we've got. Hopefully that will be pollinated and we will be able to get tons of cucumbers. I've been learning about cucumbers off of YouTube. I just watched a video. There are male flowers that have no cucumber on it, and then there are female flowers that have cucumber on it. So what has to happen is a bee has to come and pollinate this into this in order to have a cucumber. So there's quite a few cucumbers. If you see, there's one right there and there. And then I have, oh, here's another one. I love finding these. Sophia and I just go through here and we're like, oh, there's another one, there's another one. But there are tons and tons of flowers back through here, which is really nice. I did take a trellis and put it back here because it was just growing and growing and I couldn't figure out how to get it on something. But I mean, as you can see, it's growing over my fence. It's pretty cool. So we will be having some cucumbers pretty soon. These are actual pickled cucumbers, so they're not going to get too big. We're going to be able to make pickles out of them, which I'm super excited about because if you guys know, Allison loves loves pickles. So we will have plenty of pickles for her to eat. We will. Back at this tomato plant, I absolutely love this thing. It's just a cherry tomato. It's a very small tomato. We have been getting tomatoes like crazy off this thing. I mean, look, there's already one ready to go. I'm surprised Sophia hasn't picked that yet. But it is just producing like crazy. I just wish it produced more at a time. So we get like 3 or 4 every other couple, every few days. I just wish we could get more. So I think next year, or when I can, if I see it in the store, I'm going to go grab more of those because I want some. Now for here, this is a lemon seed or a lemon plant, a tree. Yes, a lemon tree. What we did was we took some lemons, we opened up the casing on the lemon seed, and I planted them. I had 3 of these. I gave 2 of them away to a friend because they wanted lemon trees as well. So I kept this one and it's growing fantastic. It is doing so well. When it gets just a little bit bigger, I'm going to put it in a bigger pot, of course. So that is growing really good. So that is my raised bed. I know some of you, there was 2 questions that I had. Is there standing water in here all the time? No, there's not, because underneath, if you remember, if you didn't watch that video, I will link it. But if you remember, there is a cloth under there. And what happens is if I overwater it or if it rains, which it does here in Florida, it rains a lot, it will just seep down through. So you don't have to worry about that. And I also took some mulch and mulched around a little bit so that way it keeps the moisture in, because if you guys know, we have 100-degree weather here and it evaporates the water very quickly. So in order to help with that, put mulch down by your roots and it should help keep the water in as well. Now over here is, this is a sunflower seed. Can you believe it? Look how big and massive this thing is. It's huge. Oh, there's a fly on there. But we're getting ready to have a flower hopefully here soon. I'm trying to keep the bugs off. That almost got me. Hopefully here soon we're going to have a beautiful flower. A friend of mine, my neighbor, has one and she already has her flower growing. Beautiful, beautiful. But this was, believe it or not, from our bird seed. We just took one out of our bird seed, planted it, and look at this, massive. Same with this. This is corn. They say knee-high by the 4th of July and you're good to go. Well, it's over knee-high. That one's about knee-high. This one's a little bit taller. So I'm hoping we do produce some corn out of this year. This would be awesome if we could just get 4 ears of corn, one for each of us, just to start out. Next year, I'm definitely going to be doing more. This was from birdseed as well. We just took a birdseed from our birdseed, stuck it in the ground, and look at it. It's craziness. It's just massive. As I was saying over there, My basil didn't do so well, so they say if it gets that powdery mildew on it to go ahead and just destroy the plant, because if you don't destroy the plant, it will grow back in other places, as far as like into your tomato plants and things like that. And my basil was with my tomato plant, so I went ahead and just got rid of the basil and started over again. This is from seed. Sorry, my dog. Buck, what are you doing? Oh, he's so thirsty. We leave him fresh water there every day. But if you guys could just 1 second. I'm going to wait for Buck to finish. Are you done? Hey, you're noisy. You are noisy. But anyways, with this, I grew from seed and it is growing fantastic. There are no mildew or nothing. I am just so excited. So I'm going to leave this in its plant by itself, in the pot by itself, so that way we don't have to disturb any of it, and just leave it like this, let it grow, and just eat off of that. The other day I cleaned out some of my lettuce because I wanted to move my tomatoes, so I threw it over here. Here is the dead stuff. And then I planted some of this because it still had roots on it, and look at it, it's growing again. Isn't that crazy? But anyways, it's probably going to be destroyed, but it is growing. I thought that was kind of crazy. So that is my plants for over here. Let me go ahead and go up on my porch and show you the rest. Marley, what are you doing, pretty boy? He's so sweet. Does rocks feel good? Yeah. Okay, so it's a little loud over here because I have my AC vent, but I'm going to try to talk really loud. This is my mint. I did have mint in my raised bed, but I heard and I researched it will take over your whole garden if you have it in an open area. So always put it in a pot by itself and it should do fine. This I just bought, I would say 2 weeks ago. Maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe a month ago, and it is producing like crazy as well. I have some cute little tomatoes. This is like a steak tomato. It's called a Somerset tomato. Yep, Somerset tomato. And they're a hybrid tomato, and they are just big. They're just big tomatoes, so I'm super excited about that. Jason wants some like steak tomatoes for his sandwiches, and then of course I added some basil in here, and it's just growing a tiny bit. Okay, now we're out at in my front yard. I have 2 pots here. I just did this probably about 3 weeks ago. These are potatoes. Yep, I said that right, potatoes. I have them sprouting right here. This one's growing like crazy. What I need to do is just take some of this dirt and put it up over this, because you don't want too much sun on these, because then they can die. So what I need to do is just get more dirt and fill it and pile it up. But I have 2 plants growing. I did notice one down here somewhere, it's growing as well. But they say potatoes are supposed to be grown in September, so I'm hoping that these grow for me and I get lots of production out of this. Now over here is peanuts. Yep, I took peanut seeds, or peanuts, shelled them, and put them in water with a napkin, and then I put them out here, and they are growing like crazy as well. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. The 5th one didn't grow for some reason, but that's okay because I have plenty here. You just leave them here, let them grow up real big, and then you get peanuts at the bottom. And I will definitely harvest these on camera for you guys to see. And the other day we were at the store and Sophia seen this little guy and we were like, oh, we have to get it for our planter. But anyways, that is my tour of my little garden. I know it's not much, but I wanted to show you guys an update and let you guys know how things are going and how the raised bed is doing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.